Hey guys, Jack Miles back here again, and today we are going to be doing a scale model bench tour. I haven't seen any of these in a while now after the scale model quarantine challenge stopped, so I thought I'd make one. So yeah, just going to show you the bench. Let me just get back so you can see the whole bench. The camera's a little shaky. I have to use my phone here. So yeah, let's start over on the workbench. So here we have my current project I'm about to start. I just finished the BTR 70 diorama build, and this is my Tamiya's McDonnell Douglas F-15C Eagle. Only problem with this kit is there's no cockpit really, like no detail in the cockpit. It's absolutely nothing. It's basically plastic blocks stacked on top of each other. So I bought the Ares upgrade cockpit set, which will be perfect for this, and hopefully fix and also a few other aftermarket parts, because this thing is nothing. Probably a lot of use of the Dremel cutting it open, but it should look good in the end. Okay, so we'll start at my tool rack here. Sorry, I was just checking something. Tool rack, and in this I have my silly putty there for masking. I was doing a masking job for soft edge camo. Here we have my sprue cutters are here. These are the Vulcan cutters. They're like $42. I got them for. I have two of them. They're really nice point. They're just as good as the Tamiya ones. I actually think they're more expensive. I think they're more expensive than the Tamiya ones. They're a little bit, and I've dropped them, and they're fine. They're durable. I have some ancient Xuron flat ones. I use these, and they're flat. I use those for photo etch bending. Some crappy old weird ones that I used a long time ago. I use it for like wood or something, wires. A lot of X-Acto knives in here. I will show you one thing. X-Acto knives. I have some putties for putty and sculpting and sculpting stowage items, and what else you're going to be doing? Bags, helmets, figures, heads, whatever. And if I can find it, I also have some of the, here they are, Tamiya razor saw blades, the rescribing ones. I have the pack over a different part of my workbench, but you can't really. Very fine, very nice. I love these. Those are some of my favorite tools. Next thing we have huge paintbrush, dioramas and stuff. Toothbrush, just basically used for stripping, nothing else. Stripping paint. Bigger X-Acto, really old sprue cutters from like 8 years ago. My favorite tweezers, if I can find the other one. Two favorite tweezers, here they are. No, it's on this one. These ones, pretty good. And then I like the flat ones for bigger things. And then I also have like very pointy ones, but they're just straight. Those ones are put away right now. I have tons of other tweezers, but I don't know. Find these ones to get done. Some just pipettes that I just haven't thrown away. They're just a few extras. I have hundreds upon hundreds of them over there behind me. So they're just one screwdriver. I do RC cars too, so that's what that's for. Pencils from, I don't know, mostly writing. I don't really use them for much weathering. Sharpie for planning out dioramas and stuff. Alright, let's grab our brushes here. In here, lots of different brushes. It's broken up into categories. These are like miniature painting brushes over here, like Citadel, Army Painter. And these are all from my oils, orange and red handles, oil paints, enamels, and these are the all makeup brushes for pigments, and I just got them a little mixed up, so whatever. These are really crappy just brush for dioramas. I kind of should try to clean that a bit better, because it's not a good brush, but whatever. It's not a Kolinsky sable or a red sable. I have a lot of my art brushes, quality brushes, like these Grum Lacquer Golden Age. These are still nice points. That was a little hurt. Some AK Interactive, Ammo Mig, Royal Land Nickel, Sable brushes. These are pretty expensive. $10 a piece usually. I have like 5 or 6. Some Artist Loft Vienna. They're okay. They're like $7 or $8 a brush. Depends on the size. Some Ammo Mig brushes that are fine in there. I don't know. They're kind of scattered. There's some art brushes. Ammo Mig 3.0. It's a great brush. I have like 4 of these. I have some more of the Winsor Newton Cotman brushes on the way. The Regiment and the Character brush from, the words are all faded, from Army Painter are amazing. I like Regiment for pin washes, and Character is great for, the Character brush is great for chipping. One of my most used brushes is my this old Royal Land Nickel synthetic. Using a gloss coat with him, so he needs a bit of a cleaning. So, yeah, separate tutorial though. Might as well just clean them right now because I did not realize that was happening. Here, I'm just gonna, I'll put that down, do that later. So yeah, and then working on Silly Putty, of course, for dioramas, AK Muddy Ground, some Solvaset, that's my favorite right now. I switched over from Mark Fit Strong and Microsols to Solvaset, way better. I'm just gonna put you down for a second while I just pull something out because it's kind of blocking, and clean this brush. So we'll take a sec. Master's brush cleaner. I'll show you that. What I'm using to clean this brush. Using it to put down gloss, Pledge Floor Care for diorama, just to show wet effects, but I did not realize that did not get cleaned properly. I just forgot to clean it, so good thing about it is the Master's brush cleaner will always revive your brushes, kind of bring them back to life. And then since it's synthetic, there was also a lacquer varnish. I'm gonna put a little lacquer thinner on it just to clean anything out of it. Okay, now we'll pick you back up. So, Master's brush cleaner, really dirty. This does say Master's brush cleaner, just years of use. I have a fresh one in my closet. So, where I keep all my stash. Can't shut this. There we go. And there's nothing. This old Badger Chrome brush, and it's like a weathering thing here. I don't even have this anymore. I gave it to someone. Gave it to my friend. And then I have my airbrush stuff. Well, not in there. Just some weights, coins that sometimes use for weighing noses. Airbrush tools. Cups from Infinity. See here. Those things suck. These are terrible. I don't know. I didn't buy them. They just came with some set. These ones from the Hard Steenback are way better though. They're actually quite nice. Yeah, just some more stuff. A couple nozzle cleaners for the Infinity, some water wrenches. I don't know, 2 for little nozzles, some color caps that I don't use right now. I move these paintbrushes so I can actually show you what's in here. Spare clear parts and photo etch from old builds. BTR 70, finished it, so nothing in there. This is worth showing. Mr. Surfacer 500, yep, that's 1,000, and then Mr. Mahogany 1,000. That's good for a German primer. Fine, it's okay, and it's a little brown. That's my other Vulcan sprue cutters. Some weird like Flames of War paints. BSI things, and then paint or super glue. And then this CO2 glue from Loctite is also kind of good. It's a better way for super glue. Just some old Loctite super glue. Those are also pretty good. Some crazy glue brush on. I just used it because I had the brush applicator for some things. Okay. These don't want to go back in here. I mostly use Gorilla Glue and BSI. Okay, in here I have what's it called? Mounting tape. I use that for scribing straight lines and mounting things. Trumpeter, riveter, good tool. To me, a pea cutter, I don't really like it. I prefer just using the razor saws, so it's a kind of an iffy tool. I don't use it. I almost never use it these days. It kind of stunk back when I used it, so not the best experience with that. It is a good tool, but just not my tool. Some needles, you know, never know when you need them holding things together. Some weird miniatures. That's like what's called a Warhammer thing. Really old pair of tweezers. Who knows? They're like broken in the tip. Polishing cloths. It's like the Tamiya one, and this is a glasses cloth. They're same thing though. So don't buy the Tamiya ones. They come in like packed. They're like overpriced, and they're not even that good. Same thing. Oh, here, yeah. I'm gonna move this stuff. Just some putties. I did not really like this before, but this stuff's awesome now. Mr. Dissolve Putty. I love this stuff. It's great for all different. Make sure you shake it. Tamiya Putty, Bondo Thin Down, and Squadron Gray. So stuff in it. We move the tools. We can get over here and the stupid silly putty egg. Silly putty is great for masking, but it's kind of a pain to have on your workbench. Just put it up there. I'll show you what's up there in a minute. IPA in that tie-dye bottle. I like to use those. Just junk brushes, spares, and old miniatures, and like one couple old airbrush parts for airbrushes that I don't even have anymore. So yeah, I need to give those to my friend who gave those two airbrushes. The two people I gave those two airbrushes because I don't use them. Alclad clear coat. Be careful because this will be eaten through by mineral spirits or harsh just enamel thinners. Don't use. It's good for finishing, but realize it's not very good for a general clear coat. IPA must have. Paper towels, of course. Painting markings for my BTR 70, which is no longer needed because it's done. I'll show you my collection, my display case, which is over there. Let's continue. Some static grass. My wash jar needs my paintbrush jar. I don't use this. I like to use these. They need to be all cleaned though. My oil thinner. My micronality oil palette. Lacquer thinner. Barely anything in there. I have spare bottles though, so it's fine. Charger for my phone or iPad or computer. Not computer, but really old kind of stuck makeup brush. It's kind of weird. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. It's kind of it's clean. It's just kind of stiff brush generally. So you can just try to break up the bristles there. There you go. Yeah, it's just I don't know, just old probably. It's kind of stiff. It's good for some like pigment applications you want a stiff brush for, instead of a really flimsy one. Put it in dirty water. That kind of hurts, but there you go. It's fine now. Just some not basic stuff, diorama stuff. I used to do miniature wargamers, so sometimes miniatures wargaming. So sometimes just extra thin. Just put in little foam things so I don't knock it over. Wood filler. Try to use that to fill something on diorama. The wood base. Well, I didn't try. I did, but like it worked. These are I use this for bigger photo etch bending. Cobalt pliers. They're my favorite tool. They're also great for they fit perfectly in there, and you can pop them up. My Dremel. Here I have the cutting, and this is just the sanding attachment. I'll show you what's going on. I need to get out my yeah, I'll show you this stuff in a sec, but there's just some thin crap over here. I'm gonna lose all my road wheels I'm doing for my Abrams, so I can get my part jar. How you call this? I just for small my stuff. Put all the road wheels in here so they don't get lost. That was a weird British accent. I'll show you one. So right now I'm just kind of that one's focused. Damaging them because rubber would eat been eaten away. See my dry hands. Yep. So sprues, and it's a work in progress. Just started that a few weeks ago. Just kind of finished up my other build first. Tray semi, hairspray chipping, micro everything. Everyone knows that technique. My hair dryer for drying it should not be on the floor, but I'll just put it up here. Surprisingly good thing is the AK Interactive Wet Palette. I paint figures too, so that's a very useful tool to me. It's good. It's very paint. It has a lot of paint on it, but okay. Quincy sable brushes and some lower canal 2s. I bought like 3 of them from Micronaughty, and then I have some art. These are actually Klinsky sable too. So Winsor Newton. I like Da Vinci Master Raw. I like at art, whatever it's called. They're like the lower quality. The Da Vinci Master Raw and the Winsor Newton Series 7s. And there's some other Da Vinci's are really nice. Those ones are okay. The at art, they're for $27 for 4. I think it's 4 brushes. It's still a great bargain. Sorry, I don't know. I'm just trying to get down here. I'm trying to show you something, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to show you. Alright. Okay. And here, Flex C-File sanders, Squadrons. These are Skinny 6. Brillo pads, I think that's what they're called. Metal files, some inverse tweezers. Model Master cement. It's good for like joining aircraft, big pieces. Craft knife. Milliput interdental brushes. Will Patterson recommended these for cleaning your Wada's airbrush tips. These micro boxes. Drill bits. I like those. I used to have like some cheap ones. Those are way better quality. Balsa wood. Absorbent paper points for getting the tips of airbrushes. Sanding and Dremel stuff. Just Tamiya tape. Kind of a little messy in this one. Some Loctite, a thin super glue, and putties for masking. More balsa wood. Some palette papers. All my tweezers are down there, and my Bondos. I actually didn't mean to get 2 of them. Amazon, for some reason, actually sent me 2 of them, even though I ordered 1. That was good. Up here, some things I can't fit on my shelves. Paint, some Army Painter paints. I was painting a pig, so I bought these. I have a range, actually, from a long time when I used to paint miniatures. Badger paints. These Comart, I just have them up here because they're junk. I don't even know what's in there. I think it's a watered down PVA, actually. Airbrush thinner. This is before I had the Vallejo airbrush. What's it called? Flow-Aid. This is my own homemade Flow-Aid, so not really. I don't use it. Some paint was in here. It's dry now. Dull coat. This was dull coat. Life color stuff. Just thinner, cleaner. My homemade homebrew. White, Vallejo primer whites, some real colors, some inks in the Nova Colors and Compounds series. The Natured Alcohol, great new thinner for life color paints. Wow, I did not realize it was going to do that good. Some Model Air, my dual spray booths, come on, it's kind of stuck in here for some reason. Hold on. What the hell? Okay. A Wada Eclipse. Airbrush cleaning pot, Vallejo black, homebrew, and the cleaner and the squirt. The Tamiya paints I was using for diorama and life colors. Some things I was using for making signs. My rubber gloves. It's so hard to get because of COVID right now. Dust off. Everything. Okay, here we go. Some balsa strip, Infinity CR Plus, and my Water Revolution. And then that's a Patriot battery. It basically doesn't work. I can't even get the thing open. Airbrush flow improver, PVA for dioramas, Liquitex blank. This stuff, the heavy body, is great for your white for figure painting when you're doing mixing. So if you're like doing flash or you want to highlight or something, even though you're not really supposed to mix with white all the time, kind of makes it color just kind of really bright, but it's still a great thing for the heavy body acrylics for mixing as your body white. Don't use your painting white, but just for lighting things up. Surface primer, black. Some old drawers that have nothing in them. Just junk. My coffee grinder, infinity case, and mini art building from ages ago. Alright, we'll start on the paint racks. Dollar Round FW ink. Mr. Mark Setter, don't use anymore. Mark Strong, Mr. Mark Fit Strong, Microset Soul, and Vallejo Metal Color Steel. 1 MRP acrylic, all the Vallejo washes, and some Vallejo model colors. Extra ones. These are all duplicates. And then Humbrol enamels for weathering. The Model Master paints. The metallizers are in there. I have the metallizers, enamels, and acrylics in there. And we'll make flesh set and Meng. I think that's a German paint set, and some MRP Reaper. More model colors, just Panzerraces stuff. And GW, some Nair, Mr. Metal Color, Vallejo Metal Color, I don't know. Nair Steel. That one might be aluminum then. Another one. I've been on black and used Shopty Bone and Cadian Flesh Tone and Agate Set and Cleese Flesh are some of my favorite things for finger painting, and they're just there. Paints, Alclad 2 from Ammo Mig and just normal Alclad 2. Liquid golds from Vallejo, liquid gold and liquid colors from Vallejo. My metal colors and Mr. Hobby Buffables. And just a bunch of acrylics. Plastic struck styrene for welding, weld seams. Bunch of whites from Vallejo Model Color, Game White. More reds and kind of fleshy reds. A couple flesh tones, two basic skin tones. Some canvases, greens. A lot of skin tones. A lot more khakis, khakis. Copper wire, my lights, my respirator. Don't need it unless I'm trying some really toxic Alclads or those Mr. Heavy Buffables. Ugh, you need this thing, or sometimes Mr. Color paints too. Mr. Color paints and Tamiya's, they're all over there, most of them. AK figures, don't use those. Honestly, don't use the AK interactive paints anymore. I want to get some of the 3rd generations. Love my Ammo Migs on there too. A couple rows of them. I have 50 or 60. Life Color acrylics, also really good. I like these. Their diorama colors and their weathering colors. Model Air hidden behind there too, but okay. My weathering stuff: Vallejo pigments, Wilder products, AK products. Ugh, they go all the way down, and fortunately, behind this thing, there's nowhere else to put this. They go all the way down. There's 3 rows just MIG pigments. It's crazy. I have way too many. The MIG, move this. Mud Effects, Streak and Grimes, AK Interactive Chippings. All these 2 rows that go all the way across here. They go and this Albertine pigments and 2 rows of washes. And then up here, kind of a mess. We have just panel liners, all 3 colors: brown, dark, brown, and black. The whole range of AK Real colors, plus some of the Air ones, or AFV range, and then plus a few Air. The new Ammo Mig shaders, few colors, some primer that only used metal, turntables, 1 clean, 1 I actually used to paint. Elmer's white glue, X28 never uses, hairspray decanted, and just some Model Master olive drab that from a bottle that actually I've dropped and broke, or that something broke, cracked, and I was able to save 90%, 80% of it. So primers, Vallejo primers. Can't see that. That's a Close Maxing Fluid Retarder and Oil Paint Fast Dry from Winsor & Newton. It's great stuff. Some Grum Lacquer thinners, some heavy body acrylics, tray semi, a wad of cleaners never used, and a spare turpentine. Also, lacquer thinner, heavily used. And then Pledge Floor Care. I think everyone has a bottle of that. So I'm just going to stand up on this chair to get higher. baby powder for super glue. This stuff is Tesla's dull coat in the decanted, and of course, super glue accelerator. Calamite white's kind of cool though for like chipping. You can do some nice winter chipping. Filler, some, what are they called? Portion control things. Cups that are good for mixing washes in. And then some distilled water for making homebrew thinners. You don't really need it, I found. The Mr. One Shot Black doesn't, somehow, it's like, I don't know, it's like hardened in the can. Elmer Spray Glue and Mr. Surfacer 1000 Oxide Primer. Some extra Tamiya glues, a lot more than that, but I have them stuck away. Alright, I'm going to sit down again to show you this, as I can. Thinners, real colors. This big thing is medium super glue, AK odorless. Gamvar satin varnish, really good. Liquitex matte varnish, also good. Gloss varnish from Vallejo, very good. Well, that's okay. This, I shouldn't say really good. And these two are, this is my favorite varnishes. Matte. This is my favorite matte varnish. They're basically the same thing. And you can get this for the same price as this. So you might as well buy this one. Mr. Surfacer White and not Mr. Surfacer White, Vallejo Surface Primer White. Can't really sand them because they just fall apart. Leaves from Cops for dioramas. A lot of oil paints. I'd say there's like 30 in there at least. Really low grade, really high sandpaper, Brillo pad, and some sponge chipping and tweezers. Under here, there's like a money clip, some pipettes, and some junk, and like a 100 grit sandpaper, which is useless. Old junky spare brushes, pipettes, just a lot of pipettes. Not even all of them, which is kind of scary. And here I have like some just snow effects, Vallejo snow effects, more effects. This is the same thing as Vallejo putty, is modeling paste, and then acetone. Q-tips. Let's go deep, actually. Airbrush, that current airbrush spray parts, needles, brass, and then there's copper back there. Styrene of like 20 different sizes. Sheets of styrene. I love scratch building, so. Dull coat gloss. It's the Mall Master stuff, and just and then Tesla's dull coat gloss. And just instructions from old kits. All the kits I built. Mineral spirits, water spray bottle. That's Destroyed Renegade. I actually have two of them. I gave one to my friend. That's the destroyed one. Rusted out. Airbrush is great, but I took care of it too. Actually, just rusted somehow. Shouldn't be doing that. It's not. That's bad quality. I'm in a Wada in a hardened steam bag. Cough stirrers, camouflage netting, barbed wire, mixing cups stuff like for pigments. I use junk. Some homemade thinners. Okay, here we go. Some paint retarder and the Vallejo varnishes. I don't like the mini. I don't really like those. Chipping medium, it's fine. And ball bearings, oil brushes, and then there are the Tamiya razor saws. And then there's a rust pigment. That's just I made from a bunch of different pigments. More thinking putty that actually doesn't have. I don't know even what this is in here. It's nothing in there. I use that other stuff for masking, and then just a job knife for everyone. WWS World Scenics grass. I have their applicator coming and a lot more grass. Woodland Scenic stuff and a lot of different. These aren't all lacquer thinners. They're all different mineral spirits and some others. Oil thinners and grout. Good for textures. Super clean, of course. Stripper. Can't see that. There you go. Some of my reference books and magazines. I have the tank art ones, but they're upstairs. Model scene stuff, Hake Interactive stuff. Some more armory painter grass and more grass in that thing back there. And baking soda for snow. Tufts. Quite a few of them. I should really keep these somewhere else. Edward photo etch set for Char B1, and then Alpine miniatures. I'm just gonna put those there so I don't remember to move them. Those are expensive. Funny. And then all my tree stuff from Super Trees and some stowage. There's actually stowage in there. And this, I just like my other one better. I don't know. Pastels. Those are actually my dad's. He built them all too. I'm gonna show you guys my, I don't know what you call it, storage closet. I have like my kits and stuff. Dark in here. Yeah. Spares, thinners, just big bottles of thinner. Kind of a hurting site for a modeler. Just paint sets stacked up. I think there's like 11 or 12. And just a lot of miniature paints. That probably need my collection of those. I go through these really quick. I've probably gone through at least 30 bottles in my whole modeling career of these Tamiya extra thins. I've only actually spilled one, so not bad. A lot of people have spilled. And then, sorry, I was just, my dog just came downstairs. That's why I was not talking for a sec. Insta set, that's just in that little bottle decanted. Some gloss coats and stuff by Miniature I don't use. Dull coats and spray primers. Another Pledge Floor Care and various affiliate primers and alkali clear coats. LAV25, my what is that? F18 Super Hornet, Rifle Mall Sheridan. I'm using Hobby Luther, the Cyber Hobby Dragon Sherman. That's a really nice kit actually. Char B1, which is aftermarket for. This is really hard to get model actually, and it's in a lot of the ammo MIGs. I mean the AK Interactive books. The 5T Diana kit, really cool. I have actually 2 of them. Actually, there's none on eBay now, or on Amazon or anywhere. Trumpeter JSCRS2, Tyrant 4 of the interior, T-38 485 of Tank Riders, Mang Panther, Young Miniatures, Brad Pitt, German Stormtrooper, and Russian Eastern Front guy. Mang T-90 or 72, the other 5T Diana, SC-100, Revell Airbus A380, and the bottom the Trumpeter, huge, almost 2,000 part air defense missile system, Russian coastal defense missile system, and some weird hairsprays and AK thinners that I don't really care about. And some, there's like a dark brown panel liner, and there's a water airbrush box. It just has like old testers paints in it, which obviously don't get used. Alright, I might as well just show you guys my kits that I built, and I gotta stand up here on this kind of thing for a second. Hold on. Gotta get up here. My 2 busts. Look pretty nice. There's a still guy made a long time ago. Not very proud of that anymore, but old Tiger, okay A10. It's a really crappy kit, so I mean, it looks green there. I don't know why. The light makes it look like a dark green. It's not green. Like there, it's just still like ghost gray. I don't know why it makes it look green. Did it like turn green? Hang on. Yeah, it's just the light. I'll show you. Not green anymore. Okay, panel line job. This is a really crappy kit. It's raised panel lines. It's a little over-weathered, I feel. Cool Sherman. Really proud of this Matilda. I won an award actually for it and for that Jagdtiger. BMP, some Alpine miniatures, KV1 turret. Just found that, so I made that. Some old bolt action. That's my dad's kit. That one. It's kind of falling apart. My BTR 70 I just finished. Okay, pretty cool diorama. Get broken stop signs, trash. It's an old road and he's blown through it. My huge tiger diorama. Messerschmitt 109, sorry I forgot what it was. T62. A few other of my kits I built in Panda Hobbies, MRAP. friend got me Revell B25 Mitchell Stinks kit, but it's gotten fun to build. E100 by Musing Hobbies, really old Nash and really old Renault FT, made that like 6.5 years ago, and that like 3.5. These are more the kits I've done the past 2 years. This row and half of this row and all that row. Other than that, Stoke, it's kind of, the tank's actually nice. The tank was done way more recent than the Dio. It's ugly, but I like these two. That's the mini art house. That actually looks fantastic. And Envirotex resin in the water back there, and figures turned out really nice. B-tiers. Serious mud, Russian mud. And this is a nice. Came out nice. A little dust on it. It's getting a little dusty. There's a Tilda and the Yag Tiger won an award. 3rd place in my competition. For 148th. It's looking bad. Okay, guys, so Jack, actually I'll show you my lighting. So I have this. They're all no incandescents, gets pretty, I can get this place pretty bright. I have one more, sorry. It's on the floor. I was searching for a piece, I think we all know, carpet. So I can get this place pretty bright. You can get it pretty bright. So that's good. And they're all LEDs. All white light. Okay, guys, so, yeah, that's it. So the Jack models. I'll see you next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, and so you see when we get new videos. All right, peace.